Hello, everybody. This is Heike from Horse World Connect, and today we'll be talking to Sabine Schleese from Schleese Saddlery. Hi, Sabine. How are you?
I'm good, Heike. Thank you.
Excellent. And Sabine is actually located in Canada, so if there's a little bit of a crackle in the line, that's why. So the first question I always ask is, what is your background with horses?
My background with horses actually didn't start until I was about 30, which was when my husband started teaching me how to ride. My husband is certified master saddler Jochen Schleese, and he was on the German Young Riders eventing team at the time. And of course, if I wanted to spend any time with him, I had to learn how to ride pretty quick. Otherwise, I would have never seen him. So that's sort of how my love affair with horses began, through him.
Nice. Very nice. So then the next question is, tell us a little bit about Schleese Saddlery, because it's different than most saddle making companies.
Well, we came over in 1986 from Germany when Jochen was asked to be the official saddler for the World Dressage Championships. They were being held for the first time outside of Europe, just outside of Toronto here, which is where we established our company then. And what made Schleese so unique at the time was, the fact that Jochen was a certified German master saddler. He had done his apprenticeship and his master's certification at Passier, which was still a very well-known saddle making company. So that gave him a huge step up in credibility. And the fact that over the years, he has begun working very closely with equine professionals of all levels: veterinarians, physiotherapists, acupuncturists, chiropractors, farriers, all sorts of people, to continue his level of knowledge. In 1992, we discovered, or he basically found out through one of his clients, that women were having issues with saddles. Saddles have always been made by men for men and had a particular use. And over the last 50, 60 years, the demographics in the industry have changed so much that, now probably 75 to 80% of the women of the market is women riding. And many of these women are previous horse lovers, or have ridden when they were children, or are just coming to the sport now as their children have left the home and their husbands are out on the golf course. And they have now discovered horses and are lavishing all their love, time, money, and attention on their second babies. So that's sort of how we established Schleese as the female saddle specialist. We design saddles that are made particularly for women's anatomy, because obviously we are built differently than men.
Right, exactly. So how do women, especially, baby boomers who are just now getting back into horses, how do they find out about you?
Well, a lot of the promotional benefits we've had over the years has come mainly through word of mouth, and it's been great. We've just now, over the last 5 years, I think, really started to advertise and write for approximately 20 to 25 equestrian publications all over North America and actually all over the world. We write some in Germany as well, some in Australia as well. And it's the education that has, I think, piqued the curiosity, and we've got over about 65 YouTube videos, all educational, informational, generic how-tos, do-it-yourself. These are the points that you need to look at for your own saddle, and it's just the awareness. I mean, the consumer today is a lot more educated and able to educate themselves because of the advent of the internet. There's a lot of information out there. People talk to each other. There's a lot of chat rooms. There's Facebook posts. And I think that consumers are just getting a lot more informed. That has been really instrumental, I think, in putting our name at the forefront here is first of all, the publications that we write for, as well as just the continuing word of mouth.
Right, absolutely. And then, all of those YouTube videos, those are really, really important. So what is your vision as it pertains to horses, and then of course also the people who you serve?
Well, we've actually formed a second company, Saddle Fit for Life, which is also listed on your new website. And thank you for allowing us to be part of this fantastic new venture that you've got going. I think it's an idea whose time has definitely come.
Thank you.
So Saddle Fit for Life is the educational arm of Schleese, and basically the vision is aligned with that of Schleese. We want to help as many horses and riders worldwide. Saddle Fit for Life is basically a global network of equine professionals, all dedicated to protecting horse and rider from long-term damage caused by poor saddle fit. And that's kind of what we've extrapolated into Schleese. The saddles that we make are built not only for the horse, but also as an interface between horse and rider to allow both to work in perfect harmony and allow both to reach their peak performance capability.
So then you have a certification program through Saddle Fit for Life?
Yes, we've actually basically begun teaching what we call equine ergonomics or saddle ergonomics, which is a step above just saddle fitting because it entails an incorporation of all of the aspects of equine physiology, biomechanics, anatomy of horse and rider, how these work together. And we offer through Saddle Fit for Life several courses which end in certification as an equine ergonomist. And then from there on, you can actually go on to become a saddle ergonomist.
Yeah, I can see that. We'll have to have a whole another interview just for a Saddle Fit for Life because I can ask you a ton of questions. But I don't want to veer away from Schleese right now. Although the two are related, right?
Yes.
So just thinking.
Related but separate.
Correct. So we'll do another interview for Saddle Fit for Life. So just thinking about people who seek out not just your products as far as the saddles, but also your service. What challenges do they have so that they actually go, oh, I need to educate myself a little bit more?
Well, the service part of it is actually the on-site personal 80-point diagnostic saddle fit evaluation. And that is something that every rider should consider doing, is having their saddle fit evaluated on a regular, we say minimum annual basis, because over the course of the year, the horse can change conformation. And you know yourself, if you're riding and training your horse muscles up differently, then you put them off for the winter and muscles start to atrophy a little bit, and then you start building them up again. So if you're riding all through the year, there will be issues with saddle fit that are ongoing, and that you can feel as the rider yourself. You need to listen to your horse. You know what the signs are. Look at the behavioral aspects of what your horse is doing. Is he stumbling? Is he bucking? Is he resistant to the bit? One of the biggest things that we have found is that generally the saddles are too tight over the wither. They don't fit the horse properly over the wither and the shoulder, that they match it in not only width but angle as well. Think of it like a sliding door. If the shoulder scapula has the rotation upwards and backwards doing motion of anywhere between 4 and 8 inches. So if your tree points are hitting that and are impacting the ability of the horse to move, that's an issue. And that will cause behavioral things. So you will know yourself as a rider, something is off here. I think most riders can intuitively feel that. But the videos that we have on YouTube, for instance, will allow you to do sort of a very preliminary do-it-yourself analysis. And then you call out a professional to come and address the issues that you're finding. Is the saddle too long, or is it causing bucking? Or, even if you just have questions, am I putting the saddle in the right place? Or are these flaps too long for me? Or are the billets hanging properly because my girth keeps pulling the saddle forward? All these things are questions that you kind of diagnose yourself, but obviously you need an expert then to address them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I love the fact that you can go to YouTube again and just kind of figure out, do I have a problem and how bad of a problem do I have? And then follow up with calling out a professional. If you had 3 wishes for the horse world, what would they be?
What I would wish is that people become aware of the damage that they're doing, not only to themselves, but to the horse if they don't have a saddle that fits properly and cannot be fitted properly. My wish would be, of course, that everyone would work with a professional and address these issues of, and so many things that are considered, symptomatic lamenesses or whatever. A lot of these things come from something as simple as poor saddle fit. That's the place to start anything, I would say. When your horse is off, take a look at the saddle and educate yourself as why this could be happening because of the saddle. I think just changing the paradigm of how you, the whole mindset of what you see as being saddle fit. Like, we still have people who come and say, I've never had my saddle fitted. It fits every horse I ride on, and I've had it for 15 years and it's great. And I just go, okay.
Yeah.
There is a reason why certain things are cliche, because they are true.
Absolutely. And when you go out as a chiropractor, and I can say that because I am one, you can adjust the horse, but if you don't fix the underlying problem, it's great for my business because I'll be coming out a lot, right? But it's not great for the horse. It's not great for the rider. So absolutely about educating yourself. And I think once you get that self-awareness, then you can take it to the next level. And so again, because of your articles, which are great, I put them on Facebook all the time, and
Thank
your
you.
YouTube videos, that's where it all starts. I'm really excited about your company.
Thank you. What I was
Yeah,
going to say is the other thing is that I also like to work with human body workers, because oftentimes chiropractors for the human aspect work with clients where they have no idea of the questions to ask. They may be dealing with a rider who is sitting perhaps in a gender inappropriate saddle, which is causing all sorts of back issues and slip discs and whatever, because they're trying to sit in the saddle, which really doesn't fit them at all.
Yeah.
And, they don't know the questions to ask. So, yeah, it's all about what we call the circle of influence with the horse. Like every one of these pieces of the pie needs to work as a holistic type of an approach to horse and human health, as far as, being able to ride properly and perform properly and keep the backs healthy. You've got two spines that are working together, and if they work together properly, the harmony is beautiful. But if you've got, the vertical spine of the human that's having issues and the horizontal spine of the horse that's having issues, sometimes it's so simple, just saddle.
Absolutely. So what do you want horse people to remember about you and your business?
We're very proud of the fact that we are a strong North American company, and we are still one of the last few remaining manufacturers in Canada. We've actually won Manufacturer of the Year awards. We've won Exporter of the Year awards. And it's great to be recognized for those achievements, not only in business, but also in the industry. Would like to be remembered as a pioneer. And when we first came over to Germany, there was no one who really cared much about saddles. But saddles were commodities. They were used, abused, broken, thrown out, next. And there was no one around who really could fit them properly, could repair them properly. Okay, I mean, there were the odd Mennonites here who were leather workers from day one, but the level of the industry involvement in saddle fitting particularly is grown phenomenally. And it's not often that people recognize a lot of that is due because of the way that we started out in 1986 when we began fitting and selling saddles and making saddles. So those kinds of things. And we actually registered the trade of saddlery in Ontario here as a registered trade. It's unfortunately still a very unregulated industry, and people are very scared about regulations as far as how it impacts them personally. But I think that it's too dangerous a sport to continue without regulations in certain areas. That these are all things that we want to be on the forefront of influencing the way things are done, especially in the saddle industry.
Absolutely, and that comes through in the articles that you write, to the point where you now think I read your article about vegan, right? Being vegan.
Yeah.
Well, that goes into your shoes, right, and your saddle, which you never thought about. So yeah, so people who want to read that article, it's on the Facebook page. I just loved it. How about some words of wisdom?
I think communication is key. As I said before, it's important that all of your equine professionals work together so that you have them coming to a common conclusion about, what's best for you and especially your horse. At the end of the day, it's all about the horse. Like, we want to make the world a better place. And there's a saying, you can't change the world for every horse, but making a small change in the life of one horse will change that horse's world.
Yep, absolutely. Excellent. So is there anything else that you would like to tell the person listening to this?
Be open to listening to your horse, reading the signs, learn to read the signs. And if you are interested in having a personal 80-point diagnostic evaluation, then contact us at saddlesforwomen.com.
Excellent. Yes, and go check out the YouTube videos. Very good. Thank you so much, Sabina. I really appreciate this. I love the interview, and I know we'll be in touch.
Yes, that sounds great, Heike. Thank you.